So, all right. So, Prop 60. Let's talk about that because, like, the debates are tonight. Some of them are DVRing. Like, California voters are going to go in. You're going to be standing in your neighbor's garage or at some elementary school, and then this fucking thing is dropped on you without warning. It's like you have to have an opinion about condoms and porn and all this stuff. So, we already had the whatever the prop was, and that went through, right? So, there was like a condom law.
Yeah, there's Measure B, which already went through, which technically we're supposed to use condoms when we're shooting porn. But
right.
There's like no penalty if we don't, so nobody even does.
So I'm going to describe an ad to you that I saw tonight because, and then you like, let's get your perspective on this because it's very, from talking to you, a very deceptive ad. There's a woman on camera and she looks very sad, and I assume her story's true, so she should be sad. But she's like, there's loopholes in the condom law, and people take them, and we need a law that prevents the loopholes too. And I'm an adult film actress, and I got AIDS from doing a adult film and all this stuff, and it's very sad, and it seems very serious, and it leaves you with the choice between not caring about someone's life and like voting for this law. Now, you tell me how many people have gotten AIDS from doing porn in the last decade?
Well, there hasn't been anybody who's contracted actual HIV from porn for the last 11 years. So this whole condom law is very misleading, and the way that they try to sell it as trying to prevent HIV or other STDs. And I myself, I've been shooting for 5 years, and I've never contracted gonorrhea or chlamydia or any.
And those are actually like.
These are very common.
If you had, it would be like. Workplace.
Yeah,
hazard.
I mean, it's very common. It happens a lot in the industry.
But you haven't
even I myself.
437 movies.
In 5 years, I have never contracted an STD. So, and I personally, the regulation now to date is every 12 days we get tested. It was prior, I think. It's either been a year or two that it's been 14 days, but prior it was every 30 days. And we all collectively agreed, we're like, oh, we feel like we should be, because we were having a couple like scares, like we have false positives that come up, and then, there's a whole like, I can't think of the word, but when they collectively get everybody together and they're like, okay, you guys are possibly, possibly have something.
Triage or what's it?
Well,
or quarantine?
Yeah, there we go, like a quarantine kind of a thing. So they'll like get these people, but even in all the scares, like it's been 11 years since anybody has actually contracted.
I mean, that's a lot of penises going into a lot of holes.
And the people who did back when it was people who do like anal cream pies, were the girls who got AIDS, HIV. So like even within my industry or my agency, none of us do anal cream pies because that was the like other girls who worked with the same performers who did anal sex or regular cream pies, they didn't contract the disease, as opposed to the girls who shot like anal cream pies. They were able to contract the disease.
So we have pre-condom, despite what you might think about the condom law that's already been voted in and which isn't up for being repealed. We're not voting for that. This is like a big piece of like duct tape and then some that someone wants to put over the existing condom laws.
Yes.
The existing condom laws are already there, and from what you're saying, before that condom law existed, this shit was being self-policed by your industry.
Yes, it's not by legal rights that we have to be tested. It's not like, like when we shoot and they film us, they're like, hey, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol? Are you 18? Are you here under your own free will? There's never a question saying, are you tested and are you clean? Like, so there is no like legal standard on this, but this is an industry standard that we've developed to be tested every 12 to 14 days. And now they want to like legally come in and demand that we wear pornos, and if it's not shown in every single frame of the porno that is, being out there, that now any civilian can now sue us for 25% of the makings of this film or something along the lines. I'm not totally sure with with the whole thing.
So just to repeat that, and maybe that if the condom isn't in every frame, which just imagine
I don't
as
frame.
Porn movie. Like, my favorite shots are the master shots. First of all, like I'm not a huge fan of the point of entry like close-ups. Like I like the far away stuff. If there's a condom not visible, forget about that. What is the agenda behind this?
Personally, what I take the agenda is that they want to move porn out of California.
Do they want to move it somewhere else, or do they just want California cleaner?
I think they want California out, like, the porn industry out, because even in the way that if you guys like check out your, voters ballot, check out your shit here and you actually read on Prop 60, it's really misleading, because all it basically is telling you that it's like, let's stop spreading, STDs in the adult industry and bringing it into the broader community. Like, it's making it sound like we come in, we're like jizzing all over you guys and giving you AIDS and shit, which is not nearly, like I said, it hasn't been 11 years. It's been 11 years since we've had any contracted
in spite
diseases.
of people shunting you off into a relatively unregulated industry.
And then it's also bringing this guy, Michael Weinstein, who is like the founder of AIDS Healthcare Foundation or something like that. It makes him now, he's going to be like inducted into like legislation where he will now oversee all of porn and kind of like control all of porn in California. And I mean, this guy has also spent over $1.8 million of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation just on trying to get this, bill in act.
And what's his angle? Like, how does he profit, or like?
Well, he'll be getting paid by taxpayers' dollars once he is.
You said that like the money that went into this, like. The reason there's a commercial tonight during the debates, there won't be another commercial, because the porn industry would have to use its blowjob money to like make a national airtime spot.
There's no way that we can compete with that.
These people use AIDS research money.
Yes, which should be going to better,
to make
helping
AIDS
actual
fight cancer.
People. Yeah, like it should go to that stuff you were talking about earlier with the leukemia and shit.
Yeah, that shit. Fucking get the fucking cancer out of the goddamn piece of shit kids. But yeah, I mean,
I want to see an AIDS versus cancer movie, like Predator versus.
If nothing else,
Michael
just do the research, because you're a California voter and you're going to be like, it's dropped in your lap, and it's like the key points here being if you vote no on Prop 60, the only thing that you're affecting is just you're stopping.
Well, no, you want to vote no on Prop 60.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you vote no on Prop 60, you're not making any dramatic decisions about the course of people's lives, except that you're just like saying, there's someone that's trying to do that. There's somebody that's trying to change things, and they're not changing things to make there be less AIDS among porn stars or the community, because that's not an issue. They're lying about that. They're misleading you about that.
So a vote no on Prop 60 means what exactly? Or
can I say a quick thing? I'm sorry to interrupt everyone.
No, yeah.
Real quick, I don't need to go up on stage. Prop 60 would allow me to sue Riley if I don't see a condom in her porn.
Right.
Yes, because it also sues, it's not suing performers, it's suing producers. And because I produce my own content, if he's viewing something on my website, he will be able to sue me directly.
Right.
And it's just crazy at what it does and what it affects and how misleading it is, because basically
it's like a financial stoning law. It's like saying that if you see a porn star, you can throw financial rocks at them until they die.
The reason you're also able to do this is because now I have to display my legal name and my address publicly, and I have a huge fan base, but as well as other like transgender performers and gay performers who are more of a target, towards violence than I am, So it's like now those kinds of people are set up for harassment, people who want to harass a transgender, like maybe they're a super big fan, but they hate that they're a fan or some fucking weird psycho shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So no on Prop 60, safe enough to say.
No on Prop 60.
If there was anybody that had anything to gain from it,
please.
it would
I mean, I don't know if it passes. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll have to move.
You'll be getting a law degree to defend yourself in small claims court against people that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Against big condom.